Okay. We will move into the President's report.
Commissioners, you all know that we were awarded a DOE grant for a smart grid project that we have been working on for several months, and I've asked Mark Walker to give an update on it today.
Commissioners, back in 2009, we did decide to embark upon a smart grid pilot project, which includes the installation of advanced metering infrastructure and other smart grid technologies in the University of Tennessee and Fort Sanders area. And really our primary objective, just as Mike talked about the TVA pilots, is to gain experience with these types of technologies, which will ultimately result in a more efficient electric system for KUB, cost-efficient system, and reliable system for our customers as well. I wanted to start off and just review for you some of the milestones on the project that we've achieved to date. Some of these we've discussed with you previously, but a few have occurred in the last several months, and I want to bring you up to date with where we are right now. As Ms. Roach mentioned, back in late summer of 2009, we did make the application for the DOE grant, and in October we were awarded up to $3.6 million to help fund our pilot project, and that will fund about half of the estimated cost of the pilot project. We were one of 3 grants awarded in the state of Tennessee and 100 across the nation. Of course, the total dollar amount awarded by DOE was approximately $3.4 billion. So there's a lot of utilities right now throughout the nation that are rolling out various types of smart grid projects for the same reasons we are, to get experience with them. Subsequent to that, in November of last year, we released an RFP for the advanced metering infrastructure equipment and technology, and that includes the smart meters, and we'll talk more about those in just a moment. It includes the communication infrastructure that we'll use for the smart meters to talk back and forth to KUB, and also home area network technology and devices that will actually provide to residential customers in the pilot area to help them manage their utility usage. So all that was in that RFP. We released in November and February. We got 14 bids back. Project evaluation team reviewed them, got it down to 5. We interviewed those 5 throughout the month of April. And in June, we made a decision to go with Census Metering Systems to be our partner with respect to the equipment and technology for the pilot project. They are a very large international firm. They specialize in utility infrastructure management, been around a long time, and they're headquartered in Raleigh, North Carolina. So we're currently in the process of negotiating a contract with them. That may take a couple of months, but that's where we are right now on that. And then just to let you know, we actually filed our initial grant reimbursement request in July. That was about $70,000, and we're waiting to get that back from DOE. We will continuously, as we incur cost over the next several years, be submitting requests for reimbursement. And to remind you, we can get up to $6 million.
Question. So we are administering the grant, KUB is?
We are a recipient of the grant. And as we incur cost along the way, we will submit requests to DOE. We have brought a lot of detailed information for them to reimburse us for that specific request. So we didn't get $3.6 million right away to go out and use. We get reimbursed over the course of 2 to 3 years.
So there's nothing built in the grant that we can receive as an agency for receiving the grant. There's nothing built in there.
Is there a timeline by which time you have to spend this money by?
2015.
Okay.
Yeah, we can submit requests all the way up through there. Our project will show a schedule at the very end of the presentation. We're anticipating being completed with the pilot by the middle of 2013. But you do have up to 5 years, I believe. Oops. Commissioners, you've seen this before in different variations, but it is a map of the area that we're going to be focusing our smart grid project on, and basically it is the UT and Fort Sanders general area. You can see Cumberland Avenue, Andy Holt Drive. This is where we'll be installing the majority of the smart meters. The actual communication infrastructure will be located probably outside of the immediate UT area, and we'll talk about how that works here in just a moment. Several of the major substations that serve this area, what we call the UT substation, the network substation up near Henley Street, the soon-to-be-built Dale Avenue substation. We're going to be installing various types of equipment in those, and then also on the distribution lines throughout the pilot project area. You may ask why we chose this area, a high density of meters, and there's also electric, gas, and water. You talk about smart grid, you obviously think of electric, and a large portion of it is electric, but we're also going to be installing I guess a total of 2,000 smart meters for natural gas and water system combined on that as well. But another reason we chose this area is UT itself, the campus, the physical plant. They're very interested in monitoring and knowing about their energy usage, their water usage. So they were very interested in engaging with us and getting the smart meters as well. And then lastly, also with UT, using this area help foster a relationship with the university. We do have a partnership in particular with the electrical engineering department that is going to help us analyze all the data that we get from the various technologies that we use over the next several years. So they'll help us make decisions going forward, what's the best way to use that data. So that was another reason we selected this area. Any questions?
Does a commercial customer get a new meter also, or just residential?
No, it will be commercial as well. The breakdown in total, we're going to do actually 6,000 total smart meters. Of that 6,000, I believe 3,800 are residential, 2,200 are commercial industrial, so there will be a combination of that.
Are these involving the dorms too, the smart meters?
Correct, yes.
I mean, it's just interesting to think that you can get college kids to participate in responding with their.
Well, this is more for UT to monitor their metering and to see when the power is being used, so they can make decisions within their own distribution system campus on this. This project in itself won't involve the students actually doing anything different. Now that might be down the road potentially. The smart meters will also be deployed. We'll actually get outside of the UT Fort Sanders area later in the project, and we're going to give smart meters to 400 of our largest industrial customers as time goes on, so they can have experience as well. So that'll be a good thing. The communications infrastructure, initially we'll have it in place that we can provide coverage for the UT Fort Sanders area. Eventually, in later stages of the pilot, if that's proven successful, we'll actually develop a communication backbone that will cover the entire system. So we would already have that in place if we want to extend meters throughout this area as years to come. And we'll talk more in detail about that. Distribution substation automation, a key component of that. Go back to the map. Again, these substations will have additional equipment added to them, and you see the green line here. That actually represents fiber optic cable. So we'll be able to remotely communicate with the substations and control voltage and do other things. Right now, you don't see it on here, of course, but the Hoskins Operations Center stays over here. We have a fiber optic cable that links with Lonsdale, but then we'll be extending that and looping that cable around during the term of the pilot project. So we'll be able to communicate with the other substations also. And then, I guess sort of what's cool, the home area network, you're getting into dealing with individual residential customers there, and we'll be providing them home energy displays and other devices so they can be able to monitor their usage and get messages from KUB from time to time through that. So that'll be neat to see how that works out. And again, I already mentioned the partnership with UT. It's really a critical component of this in learning and how to optimize the technologies going forward.
But that map